Griffith Observatory in Los Angeles is a tourist destination where visitors learn about the cosmos. A landmark for nearly 90 years, it's known around the world, often for its prominent roles in Hollywood movies.
Griffith Observatory overlooks Hollywood, and in fact that relationship is one of the things that really defines Griffith Observatory's character. It sort of seems odd that an astronomical institution and Hollywood would somehow be paired. But in fact, you have this industry that is dedicated to mass entertainment that might go in many different directions and many times in exotic directions. Well, there was almost nothing as exotic as Griffith Observatory in the landscape of Los Angeles in 1935 when it was created. And in fact, Griffith Observatory was used in a motion picture before it even opened in 1935. And that was a Gene Autry Saturday matinee science fiction western musical singing cowboy serial. And the observatory played a role in that. It's been everything from the Palace of Ming the Merciless and the Flash Gordon movies to the Superman's Fortress of Solitude and such. And in many films, it's played a key role like that to suggest science, astronomy, or something that's out there. Probably the most profound impact of Hollywood on the observatory was a motion picture from the 50s, Rebel Without a Cause. It wasn't a science fiction movie, but it was centered around astronomy, and the observatory and its meaning played a key role in that.
The 1955 classic with Natalie Wood and James Dean put this site on the map.
Just continued. And we've been in so many films, we ought to have a star on the boulevard. It doesn't end. And Griffith Observatory reciprocates. It takes advantage of the storytelling priorities of Hollywood. We learn a lot of the technologies that develop from Hollywood. And in fact, our latest show, Signs of Life in the Samuel Ocean Planetarium, was completely produced by Hollywood professionals in animation, but to put it on a dome. An extraordinary achievement, but that's the nature of that relationship. You push the limits in both directions.
While explaining the universe we live in. Scientists with the NASA-led Artemis program plan to put humans in lunar orbit by 2025 and return astronauts to the moon the following year, for the first time since 1972.
People have often thought that interest in space exploration and astronomy flagged after the landing of people on the moon for the first time. And maybe to a degree that is true. But there has always been a solid affinity for the cosmos by the average person. It's not just technology, it's not just knowledge, it's the fact that there's something that prompts the imagination to leap where it doesn't normally go. And so there have always been people coming in large numbers to Griffith Observatory. This is the most visited public observatory on the planet. But at the same time, we do anticipate that Artemis really will electrify interest in space exploration again. But it's an amplification of something that's been in place with the Hubble Space Telescope that puts spectacular images, sometimes above the fold on newspapers and, of course, in social media and whatever. And James Webb has multiplied that extraordinarily. So there's always been a solid interest there, and I think there's going to be much more to come.
An eclipse of the sun April 8, 2024 will generate more interest in astronomy, bringing a total eclipse on a path through northern Mexico and Texas, through the northeastern United States and southeastern Canada. It will be a partial eclipse in Los Angeles and most of North America, much like this last partial eclipse in 2017, when crowds gathered at the observatory to watch with protective eyewear. Visitors will come again to learn about the cosmos and see a spectacle of nature, and learn about the role of Griffith Observatory in showcasing the stars. Mike O'Sullivan, Los Angeles.